23 points per game. Tip is up. Ball is loose. It is controlled by Arizona. And away we go in the Elite Eight. Joe Lindsay, Michael Greenstein, DJ Carstensen are 3 officials. Nate Farrell is the alternate official.
And keep your eye early, Purdue. How do you guard the post without giving up 3-point shots? And you got to do this. Defensive rebounding. Finish your defense right now. Positive on the first possession defensively by Purdue.
Here's Braden Smith. Comes up short. 1 and done for each on the first possessions. The big 3 for Purdue. And that's going to be a turnover. C.J. Cox forced the turnover. And Purdue ball. You got the 3 great freshmen for Arizona. All that experience for Purdue with Fletcher, Loyer, Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman-Renn. 3 guys who have been in the program for 4 years. And they've done a lot of winning here. Kaufman-Renn with the ball in his hands. The man who had his March Madness moment in that win over Texas in the Sweet 16 here on Thursday. Loyer, sharpshooter, and he's cooking from the field right now. Comes up short on the mid-range.
But I like the play, and that time Loyer stepped inside the 3-point line. Beautiful help defense that time on the backside. And Loyer, if you can get him going early, you see the scoring breakdown. This is why it's very important. 33% of Purdue's scoring comes from behind the 3-point line. That's not the case for Arizona. Arizona's kind of old school. They're going to beat you up, damage you in the paint, force you to have to succumb to their physicality, and that's when they can knock you over the head with a 3, kind of like this in the corner.
Yeah, just because they don't doesn't mean they can.
That's right.
And Braden Burries is a guy who can light it up from beyond the arc. You know Purdue, like a lot of teams against Arizona, is going to want to pack it in and see if Arizona will take the bait to shoot the 3. Burries is one of those guys who can shoot it 41% during the regular year. Here's Smith now. Answer 3 for the diminutive point guard, one of the all-time greats.
Against the norm, normally when Braden Smith hits his left, beautiful move by Pete right there. Good defense by Clough inside.
Krivas buys his second opportunity here for Arizona. They dominate the boards all year long. This is one of the great rebounding teams in college basketball. It is a roster that comes at you in waves and can beat you in many ways, including that way as Karchenkov drives and scores with a right-hand flip.
Well, you always look at, okay, who's going to be an X factor? Both teams. I think Karchenkov is that player. You talk to Tommy Lloyd, he talks about not just the scoring, but that Karchenkov may be their best passer. So look for him to have an impact on this basketball game for the Wildcats.
Trey Kaufman-Renn will take it himself. A little push shot, not there. Second chance here. Clough keeps it alive, and now Purdue gets back into their set. Purdue, one of the great half-court offenses in the country. And Smith turns it over. He lost. Early matchups are interesting here as the 6'7" Karchenkov matches up against Smith. They surround Kaufman-Renn. Cole Pete's got him. Burries there to help. Kaufman-Renn scores it anyway.
Not pretty, but effective. You know, Trey Kaufman-Renn will not beat you with athleticism. He beats you in between his ears. Excellent footwork and a soft touch inside. Speaking of which, Krivas that time, when you let him, allow him to get that deep in the post, a free and clear pass to him in the shooting pocket is going to be extremely difficult for the Boilermakers to stop that shot.
Loyer Krivas at 7-2, the junior out of Lithuania. And a double-double in round 2. Kaufman-Renn left open again. And now Smith drives it. Up and over Karchenkov. The fadeaway jumper from Braden Smith.
You talked to Braden Smith, he said, listen, analytics say layup or 3-point shot. Well, being undersized, he said, my layup is my mid-range game. In particular, 8 to 10 feet that I can get my shot off at any time.
Jaden Bradley, one of the great point guards in the country as well. This matchup between these two will be something to watch. It's Cox who gets Bradley, and now Pete springs free on a little pick-and-roll action. And Koa Pete, the talented freshman, had a chance to be one of the 3 Arizona Wildcats to be drafted in the first round in this year's NBA draft. Already Arizona establishing themselves in the paint. Smith for 3 again. Shot is pure early. for Braden Smith.
The shot, but the creation to give the ball up to Trey Kaufman-Renn, then follow it, allowed him to get open and knock down another three-point shot.
Ball rolls out to Burries, who drives. No, Krivas with the rebound and a foul.
Jim, then they moved to Indiana, and the rest is history, guys.
Dusty and Jenny, basketball family, and they've seen their son emerge as one of the legends in Purdue basketball history. All-time career assist leader. He is firing at will. Smith had missed 7 straight threes coming into this game and only made 4 all tournament. He's got 2 already. Burries misses a 3. Pete, offensive board. Bradley, he'll pull it. Mid-range is good for Jaden Bradley.
Right. The quick transition offense that allows Koa Pete one-on-one coverage, Brian, in the lane. Extremely difficult when that shot comes off long for you to keep a body on him. And Bradley smartly took a dribble, got to his comfort zone, and knocked in a nice little 15-foot mid-range jump shot.
Smith a little loose with it and saved by Benter. His first minutes on the floor. 3 to shoot now. Smith's got to go. 7-footer on him. Loyer catch and shoot. Just got it off in time. And Arizona controls.
Excellent defense and discipline that time by the Wildcats.
Arizona throttled Arkansas in the Sweet 16 as Koa Pete gets it deep. They did a lot of that. They shot it over 65% from the field. They were up over 60% from 3. They're on a quick little 6-0 burst here. 8 of their 15 points coming inside. Clough, left hand, nice finish.
But beautiful finish, excellent patience by Fletcher Loyer, then improving his passing angle to get it to Clough inside, who was able to get it up and over Krivas.
Krivas, little push shot. No, Loyer clears. Oh, almost a turnover. It is a turnover. Karchenkov running with Pete. Karchenkov will lay it in. Purdue a little sloppy with the ball. They protect the ball well. They're a top 15 team in turnovers. Under 9 per game, but we've seen Smith get a little loose at the point guard position, and now a turnover leads to 2 points.
Yeah, some of their losses too, the turnovers were inflated.
Cox for 3, no. Clough, offensive rebound. Nice. Loyer for 3, no good. Clough is there again. And Karchenkov grappling for him, got a foul.
Offensive rebound.
Purdue with 1 more field goal attempt. Oilers are 5 of 15 from the field. Arizona 8 of 14. Arizona's hit just the 1-3. That was Burries. Bradley and Krivas now. Clear it out. Krivas finds Del Orso, a shooter, open, in and out. And Meyer couldn't squeeze it. Last touch by Karchenkov. Purdue ball.
Yeah, Karchenkov just a little bit off. Half a second late. Half a second earlier, he gets that rebound and back in the game, kind of sensing a little sense of urgency from Matt Painter to get his senior Trey Kaufman-Renn in the lineup, and he trusts that he'll be able to play smartly with those 2 fouls.
Could make the argument that Kaufman-Renn has been more important for his team than any other player in this tournament thus far. Kaufman-Renn scoring 25, 19, and 20 points in the first 3 games. Three-pointer is down. Jakari Harris, shooter off the bench. 35% during the regular year, and a major threat. He's made it a 3-point game. Halfway through this first half, Bradley. And Harris with the rebound. Obermeyer looking for Wren. Wren with the 2 fouls. Wren dropping the shoulder on Krivas. Little hook shot.
Well, he wants to get to that left shoulder.
Okay.
Krivas that time a little bit too deep, forced the situation, but Purdue can't take advantage of it right away in their fast break. Good transition defense by Arizona to get back.
Harris with 2 steals already, Jim. Here's Loyer now. Mid-range jumper is true. Soft rims here in San Jose. We've seen it for 3 games now. And Loyer takes advantage in Purdue with a little burst. 6 unanswered makes it a 1-point game. Del Orso. And surrounded in their offense. Puts a lot of pressure on the opposition and foul trouble. Loyer drawing a crowd. Clough. Little turnaround, no good. Clough bothered by Krivas' size, but he's hanging in there. Collects his 2nd offensive rebound, and Purdue back within a point.
And that's an example. Clough shot that too hard, which was a good thing because the rebound came right back to him, and he's able to knock it in. The 6 offensive rebounds early has to be a concern for Tommy Loyer.
And now Clough with a steal. Clough tried to give it up. Got away with a walk. In the corner, Harris for 3. Down it goes. The big man, the Aussie, Oscar Clough, playmaking. Purdue fans making their voices heard. Karchenkov dumps it inside, and it's going to be a foul.
Minutes for Trey Kaufman-Renn important. You rest him right now for about 2 to 3 minutes. You put him back in so he can have some rhythm going into halftime and not just sitting out for the remaining 7.5, almost 8 minutes.
See if Arizona can respond here. Karchenkov running with Bradley. Starters on the floor. Blocked by Clough. Big Oscar is having a night so far.
That's the others stepping up, making plays.
Inside, Jacobson. No, comes up short.
Well, and that's where the 7'4" frame is outstanding, but you got to add a little strength to it. And right there, he got hit, knocked off his spot, and missed that shot.
Karchenkov misses a 3. Clough secures another rebound. +9 with Kaufman-Renn on the floor. -7 without him. And you know Matt Painter would like to get to the under 4 media timeout without him. Arizona hoping to force the Purdue head coach to put him back in there. Loyer, another shooter's touch, and Loyer hits his 2nd jumper.
Well, it's interesting because Loyer, Fletcher, Loyer, and also Braden Smith, they all love to go to their right and make shots. And speaking about going to the right, that's a freight train coming down the lane. No one was able to spot, and yet nice soft touch by Pete right off the glass.
And Krivas set a wall for him to run around. Yep. Koa Pete has 6 points. Leads the Wildcats. Loyer missing. And Karchenkov with a rebound. Here comes Bradley. Bradley, Big 12 Player of the Year. Koa Pete. They target Jacobson. And now Pete finds Bradley. 3-pointer, no. That's exactly what Purdue wants to bait Arizona into tonight.
Yeah, they're going to come off and hedge a little bit more into the paint. It's going to be off of Bradley. Feeling that protecting the paint is more important. A slow closeout forced Bradley to have to shoot an uncomfortable shot from behind the 3-point line.
Arizona's 1 of 5 from 3-point range. Inside, Harris gets it back, fortunate. Krivas is a handful in there. Jacobson, and swatted away. One of the top players in the year of the freshman in college basketball. He's in that group.
What a talent. You hear the Arizona crowd getting loud for this defensive possession.
Smith finds Clough. Clough, no. And it's going to be Purdue ball here. Oscar Clough is incredibly active on the glass right now.
Well, but he's anticipating the miss and where it's coming off at. So he puts his body in a position where he can recover an offensive rebound. And because of that hustle, he may not have gotten it, the ball, but he saved the possession for the Boilermakers.
Purdue with 8 offensive rebounds. All tied at 25. Under 5 to go. They pull Krivas out. Smith going to work on the 7-footer. Shot fakes him. Missed it. Krivas too much defensively.
Yeah, but how about the help by Burris that time? And I tell you what, Braden Smith saw him in the corner of his eye.
Burris misses. Karchenkov is there. Offensive rebound and a putback.
Karchikov just doing a little bit of everything, man. Just getting that big body inside, a much-needed offensive rebound, much-needed basket that time by the Wildcats.
Might be a freshman, but he's played professionally in Germany against grown men for a lot of years now. Smith to Kaufman-Renn, that signature push shot, and the first connect for Smith to Kaufman-Renn.
And it's what Tommy Loyer wants his team to do, kind of flow into their offense. Really doesn't want to call set plays, and that time, good hands, great hands by Braden Smith.
Oh. Smith, ball player, but also a great basketball player.
That's right.
Part of that 1988 team, which this current team in Arizona has maxed their win total from that year. Jacobson at 7-4 gets the rejection, saved by Smith. All tied at 27. Purdue with the ball. Kaufman-Renn back on the bench, and Jacobson immediately gives Purdue a boost. Matt Painter trying to navigate these minutes with Kaufman-Renn in foul trouble. The third three-pointer by Braden Smith.
See, that's understanding who you're playing, knowing that you're going to get that space to get that shot. And I guarantee you Braden Smith worked on that the last day, that he was going to be able to be available to get that shot. And you notice something, Brian, he's not hesitating. He's getting right into that shooting pocket. Go back to block to 7-4, and Jacobson able to help inside and then cut and paste right here. We saw it earlier, and once again Smith able to knock it in.
Jimmy, this is the 7th anniversary of the Ryan Klein game, which Purdue fans will never forget. A Sweet 16 matchup when Klein hit 7 threes. That was back in 2019. That was in Louisville. Purdue would advance to the Elite Eight that year. Lost to Virginia that season, but Braden Smith, who had only made 4 threes in the first 3 games of this NCAA tournament, has already hit 3 three-pointers. He's got 11. Only has the 1 assist, but he's scoring right now. Now he sets up Cox, and Cox delivers a 3-ball. Second assist for Smith. Three-pointer number 6 for the Boilers. Offensive foul. Smith is hit or miss in that category, but he's hitting here tonight. 3 out of 4, 6 made threes for Purdue already. They're on an 8-0 run with the ball. Final 2 minutes of this first half. Clock banging away with Awaka the strip down. That's going to be Purdue ball, 10 to shoot.
But Clough had to understand you're not going to win that battle with Awaka as far as trying to bump him. Bump him one time, he's giving you the baseline. Utilize that excellent footwork, spin baseline. Awaka is not going to move that easy with you just trying to bump him and play the power game.
Clock ticks. Almost over and back. Now Smith goes to work in a scramble. He'll pull another 3. That one in and out. Awaka with the rebound.
Yeah, excellent defense that time by the Wildcats. Got the stop they needed. Can they capitalize here on the offensive end? And there's the high intelligence side. You can press up a little bit more, knowing that if you do get beat off the dribble, you have some trees on the inside that can protect the rim.
Purdue in their second Elite Eight in the last 3 years. Loyer, catch and shoot, cash. As lethal as it gets. Shooting 60% from three-point range in the NCAA tournament. Up top for Pete, and a catch and finish. Set up by Bradley. Approaching the 1-minute mark. Smith, he'll fire up another 3. Short, offensive rebound. Cox, got it. It's clicking for Purdue. They are dominating the offensive glass. Their 8th offensive rebound. Burries gets himself free. Air ball. Purdue's going to get to this halftime locker room with a lead, with Trey Kaufman-Renn playing just 9 minutes of the first half. Karchikov secure, shot clock is off. And Arizona can play for the last one. Tommy Lloyd shouting out instructions from the sideline. Arizona winners of 12 straight, top seed in the West. Purdue winners of 7 in a row. Pete, no, Awaka can't secure it, and that'll take us. As the head coach at Arizona ties their largest halftime deficit this season. Had a similar deficit against Baylor earlier this year. They didn't lose a game when they trailed at half. Arizona, they were 5-0 in comebacks. And first possession, Bradley misses a 3. Krivas offensive rebound, can't get it. Cox with the board.
Yeah, excellent box out that time by Trey Kaufman ran on Corey Pete, but that time Krivas not able to cash in on that offensive rebound, but I like the extra effort that time by the Wildcats.
Purdue endures a couple of fouls from Kaufman Red, just 9 minutes in the first half, and that's a
that relieves a little bit more pressure off your offensive half-court execution.
Braden Smith working with Clough, fires one to him, and Clough drops it in with the left hand.
And that's a beautiful play by Braden Smith. He got in the air, froze the defense. Everyone thought he was shooting, but he knew exactly where Clough was going to be and put it right in his pocket.
Uh-oh, Smith goes down. He's grabbing at his ankle. Three-pointer is missed. And Braden Smith. Purdue is forcing Arizona into a lot of three-pointers. They're open, but they're 1 of 8, and they've missed 7 in a row. Remember, Burry's hit the first 3 of the game. Haven't made one since. Smith right back to work, can't hit it. Krivas secures.
Arizona now, they've been really good at flowing into their half-court offense, getting into a quick pick and roll, and then finding some advantages there.
Karchenkov, here's another 3, and it's another miss. Krivas and Clough. Oh, Krivas hits the ground.
His shoulders took a blunt of that fall, but just enough of that head hit the wood. But he's up.
Pete, little turnaround, up and over. The 7'4" Jacobson. Big time bucket by Koa Pete. Arizona desperately needed that one. It's a 5-point game. Clough picked up his second foul on the other end. You got Kaufman Red on the bench with 3. Arizona has the knack. They wear down their opponents. They get them in foul trouble. They get to the line. And they're tapping on the rock right now. It'll be a foul on Arizona here. Well, this is not easy right now, going up and over Jacobson.
It's not, but Koa Pete had enough space to work with. Got right below the free throw line, understanding that length of his opponent would be an issue, so he created a little bit more space to get that shot up and over.
They hit Karchenkov with a second foul. Smith. Looks like that ankle is sound. It's the right one. He drops it off. Clough drops his shoulder. Clough against Krivas. Whoa, that's a man's bucket right there.
Not pretty, but effective.
Koa Pete goes right back at Clough and scores again. Going to be the X factor. Koa Pete starting to tap his chest. Feed me, he says. He's got 14. 3 minutes into the second half. High-level basketball being played here. Top 2 teams in the West. Clough, and it's blocked by Krivas.
I talked about flowing into their offense. This is the Wildcats when they're at their best. That allows Koa Pete to be in the middle of the court. The help came a little late, and once again, creating the space to get up and over his opponent, and Krivas using all of that 7-foot frame to take away that shot by Clough.
Picks up his first block. Smith. Tough, one-footed fadeaway. Forced it. Pete with a rebound. Arizona down 5. Burry set up for 3. Got another one. His second. A long drought from beyond the arc ends as Braden Burries hits his second three-pointer. Arizona missed 7 straight before that hit. Jacobson gets it deep and is fouled. It's early for Jacobs, and he misses them both. Classified as a sophomore, but essentially his freshman year. Remember, he was hurt last year in the second game of the season. He is stepping into some big minutes right now for Purdue. Bradley lowers the boom. Bradley puts it in. Strong like bull. Jaden Bradley. 7-0 Arizona run, and we're tied. Pick and roll action. Smith misses. Clough. Offensive rebound again. And he is fouled. Osgood the first half.
Very important, too, in their two-man game with Braden Smith. Kaufman-Wren being the initial gentleman that's going to set the pick. Braden Smith is going to have to be a little bit more patient to allow TKR to set so he doesn't pick up an unwarranted and unnecessary offensive foul.
He's tasked with guarding Koa Pete. Now the switch, and Clough is on him, and Pete just rises up. Clough with the rebound. Purdue had a 7-point lead at the half. Kaufman-Wren picked up his third foul 39 seconds into the second half.
And you knew the Wildcats were going to settle in and make a run 4 for 8 in the second half. Good block out that time by Krivas. And the Wildcats flowing into their half-court offense here.
Arizona 2 for 10 from three-point range. Burries has hit them both. Bradley got a man up. Harris commits the foul for Arizona, which Kenny Lofton will be happy about.
Yes.
First lead since it was 27-25. Remember, they have not trailed the Cats in this entire NCAA tournament until tonight. Smith to Kaufman-Wren. That little push shot. In and out. Burries with a rebound. Arizona pushes. Burries to Pete. Pete moves. Gets his own. Puts it up. He's fouled. And Pete stuck on 14. First 2 misses here at the line for Arizona.
And Pete shooting it off his palm. The shot is flat. You got to get it up on those fingertips because he possesses a soft touch. Just mechanically has to work with that to become a better free throw shooter.
Go all the way back to Ali LaForce's report to start this game about the pressure that stacks up now when you get to this level. Late clock, down to 1. Jakari Harris for 3. No. And Karchenko with the rebound. As great as Arizona is offensively, they are equal to the task on the defensive end as well. Bradley to Karchenkov. Karchenkov lays it in off the window. And Arizona leads it by 3. Smith working with Clough, drops it off. Gets it back, reset. Now Kaufman-Wren battles his way to the basket. Tobe Awaka making him feel all of that. And free throws here for Trey Kaufman-Wren.
Karchenkov right here using the screen by Bradley as he was able to basically provide a gap and hole on Jakari Harris, and much more aggressive and outstanding patience that time. Karchenkov to let that hole open up for him.
They say not in the act of shooting. And Loyer, the inbounder, springs free under the basket. Nice pass from Kaufman-Wren.
But you can't let that happen. I mean, that's a setup play, beautifully executed by Purdue, but allowing Fletcher Loyer to come back in to get that layup is a no-no.
Karchenkov gets a step on Loyer and a foul.
Harris offensive fouls, they pick up fouls, and they're able to get to the free throw line and shoot it at a clip of 73%.
No team has more free throws made and attempted in the NCAA tournament than Arizona right now. 13-3 run. And it's Krivas who takes it away. Bodies on the floor on the other end. Playing short-handed here. Del Orso, three-pointer is down. And Matt Painter wants a timeout.
They may be down 5 and they're up 10. See what Purdue can do coming out this timeout to kind of stymie this run by Arizona.
Here goes Kaufman-Renn. He finds Harris. And Harris bounces it off his foot right to Loyer. Fortunate for Purdue. Kaufman-Renn goes to the basket and is fouled. No shot.
And that's 3 fouls on Tobe Awaka, too. So let's keep that in mind with 11:45 left to play.
Mismatch here. Kaufman-Renn. He runs into Krivas, though. Clough for the rebound. Offensive rebound number 11 for Purdue. And Kaufman-Renn wide open in the dunker.
I tell you what, I've been watching Kaufman-Renn play for a few years now. He kind of, his comp set reminds me a lot of Johnny Broome from Auburn. Not overly athletic, but uses the big body. Sometimes they can be off balance, but yet they're so effective inside of making plays and tough shots.
Oscar Clough with the nice dish right there. The big-to-big passing. Arizona leads it by 4 with the ball. They've come out with urgency and efficiency in the second half. It's Karchenkov. He's crazy. It's a moment of truth for Purdue. They've got Kaufman-Renn and Loyer back on the floor. Long 2 from Fletcher. Loyer. Murray's there with a rebound. Purdue's going to have to make some threes if they have any hope at all. The problem, Purdue's only gotten 4 3-point attempts this second half, and they're 0 of 4.
And Loyer hasn't even attempted a 3 in the second half, and he's your mainstay. Made 4 last game.
Drop off Krivas, and he's fouled. Loyer finds Kaufman-Renn. Krivas forces him into a tough shot. And we got a whistle here at the bottom of the backboard on the out-of-bounds side in the stanchion. And it'll be Purdue ball.
Well, it's something else that is a reverse trend. In this second half, watch as the ball is going to get tipped right here back up underneath by Krivas. 3 turnovers to 0 Purdue, which leads now to 22 field goal attempts compared to 18 for Purdue. So 4 more attempts. Again, that was reversed in Purdue's favor in that first half.
Great point. Kaufman-Renn finds Cox. Bradley's right in his pocket. But Cox gets the shot to go. A jumper is good. There's a whistle. No, I beg your pardon. So
inadvertent whistle.
Joe Lindsay says my fault.
Yep. And if C.J. Cox can kind of get that going, he loves to get to his midi. Again, it may not be a 3, but when you have a scoring drought and you can start chipping away with some 2s and get some stops, you'll get yourself back in this game. But you got to get stops on this NBA.
Arizona up 11. Karchenkov. Oh, big passing. And Koa Pete packs one down. What a setup by Krivas. Push off. Clough is going to be called for the foul on the screen. Arizona ball as Purdue turns it over.
I tell you what, when your bigs make soft passes inside to each other, it makes it extremely difficult to take everything away. And Krivas able to do that on that last possession.
What a response in the second half by Arizona. They might be the number 2 overall 1 seeds. Duke number 1 in Arizona. But I don't think you talk to experts around the game, including you. I don't think anybody's playing better than Arizona right now. They just rolled through the Big 12. They have rolled through this tournament. And while they were shaky in the first half, they've had a serious response here in half number 2. From down 7 to up 13 with 4.5 to go. Looking for their first Final Four since 2001. Murray's. And it's Clough and Krivas, and a foul. South Dakota State transfer. Played his JUCO ball in the state of Arizona. They went to Washington State. Was at Cochise College, then Washington State, South Dakota State. And a perfect fit for this Purdue team. Big Ten tournament champs. Won 4 games in 4 days, beating Michigan as Kaufman-Renn gets a swat. Set up for three, he'll pull it. Missed it. Jeff fighting for it, secures the rebound. Second chance here for Purdue. They need 3-pointers. Arizona chasing them off that line. Now Loyer doesn't need a lot. In and out.
Yep. That time, Loyer not able to find it. Now it's all about time and score, utilizing the clock to your benefit. Your Arizona getting shots at the rim.
Purdue 0 for 6 from 3-point range this half as Burry's first Arizona freshman to score 20 in an Elite Eight game since Mike Bibby. Mike Bibby scored 17. Pete now has the freshman record. And Loyer bouncing off his shoe, and look at Burry's on the deck, and Karchenkov is going to put it in. And Arizona is going to flex their way to the Final Four right now. Their largest lead, 72-57. Desperation time for Purdue. Kaufman-Renn with his signature push. Purdue led by 7 at the half. And Arizona found the secret sauce. Outscored them in the second half, 41-21.
You know, sometimes, you know what the talk is? It's not X's and O's, B.A. It's, you just got to play hard. I need you to play harder, because if you do that, things will bounce your way. The energy is there. You'll find your rhythm offensively, and that's what Arizona has done in this second half.
Arizona's plus-minus in this tournament is nearly +23. They're blowing out people. Jaden Bradley, mid-range jumper, steady, knocks down a big bucket, and Arizona keeps adding on. Kaufman-Renn, Pete, and it's on the baseline. It'll be Purdue ball.
Let me show you this, and I wanted to run this back. Fletcher Loyer is out in front, but he doesn't go after it. That leaves it to Burry to get dirty, get on the ground, even though he was behind the plate. That illustrates everything you need to know as to why and how Arizona has made this comeback and now put themselves, you know, with a substantial lead.
Kaufman-Renn backs out Bradley, mismatch. Bradley fouls him. Kaufman-Renn scores it.
Get your free throws as well.
13-point Arizona lead. Ball control mode here. Wildcats have not turned it over in the second half. 6 giveaways in the first half and a clean sheet here at half number 2. Karchenkov drives. And a little hesitation as he puts it in. These freshmen are showing up right now.
Difference maker. It's the others that help teams, I don't care if it's college or professional, win championships. And Karchenkov right now, from the beginning of this game, had his imprint all over.
Arizona is going to win 13 straight going to the Final Four. Lute Olsenstein, last one to do it. Back in 2001, 25th year anniversary of that team. They recognized that team earlier this year. Luke Walton, Richard Jefferson, part of that group. They've had some heartbreak at the Sweet 16 level, especially in recent memory. That is not the case this year, as Kaufman-Renn can't get it to go, sums up the night. Jimmy going to be the end of the line here for one of the great Purdue teams. 30 wins this year, won the Big Ten tournament, won 4 games in 4 days. And in this portal era of college basketball, they retained and developed continuity. And it's going to come to an end here tonight in San Jose.
Well, that trio, I think they're the winningest trio. And Burry's add a little bit more sauce on it. But what Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman-Renn, Fletcher Loyer have been able to accomplish as a trio. It hurts now, but they'll always be remembered for the 4 special years that they put on donning that Purdue uniform.
Tonight in San Jose, it's an Arizona story. Tommy Lloyd and the Arizona Wildcats.